What's up, guys? Welcome back to Rant Roller Sports, a live stream edition coming to you from Studio B, Blue Lake Studios. You know what I'm saying? I haven't been in Studio A in a while, but I will get back to making my shorter videos. Let me just explain quickly. It's a little easier to do these lives and have them be uploaded. They upload instantly. Whereas I'm up in the mountains and there's very little cell towers up here, so sometimes the Wi-Fi is very slow, and it takes some time. It can take, like, depending on how long the video is, it can take anywhere from an hour to like 16 hours to upload. So that's why I'm doing a lot of these lives. Plus, it's easier for me to spout out different topics. Then I can interact with you live in real time. And then if y'all find that the videos are too long, you can just go and watch it little by little, or fast forward to the parts that you're interested in. I think it works for everybody, right? Okay, so I didn't write my topics down. Off was not that many today. Probably this is going to be a live within an hour. I'm going to speak about Michael Jordan's immaculate fadeaway jump shot, his mid-range prowess. There's many things you can speak about Michael Jordan, but most of his highlights will show him dunking the ball, laying up the ball, some of his crazy athletic moves that he put on early in his career and later on in his career as well, because he didn't totally lose his athleticism. He was already so far and above everyone else athletically that even when he started to decline, that just meant he was level with everybody else. I'm going to speak about Steph Curry's legacy. I watched a duel with him and the great young John Morant, up-and-coming superstar from the Memphis Grizzlies, go at it. The game went into overtime. Steph Curry's Golden State Warriors lost, but I still got something from it. And I want to talk about Steph Curry's legacy and where he ranks and stands amongst all-time greats. And he's not even done yet. Prime, because he never relied on athleticism. So since he never relied on athleticism, he's just gotten stronger, smarter, more disciplined, and he's just as unstoppable as he was 5, 6, 7 years ago. I'm going to speak on D. Wade and how another former NBA player that actually had to guard him and play against him, he praised on D. Wade's underrated talent and underrated ability. I have D. Wade as my third all-time shooting guard, and it's really a push between him and Kobe in my book. Really, it's Jordan, then it's Kobe / D. Wade. A lot of you might find that blasphemous, but remember, I'm a Laker fan. But I have to keep it 100. When LeBron went to Miami, I was already a LeBron fan. I was already a fan of D. Wade's. And when they came together, I just had to root for them. So, yes, I diverted from I support a couple of teams. I support, and I think everyone does this. If you have a guy that you like, a superstar player, even though you have a hometown team or a team you traditionally root for, you're still going to watch this person's game that you love to watch and root for them. I'll give you an example of that. I'm a lifelong both 49ers fan and a Peyton Manning fan. Peyton Manning was my all-time favorite quarterback because he actually did in the NFL what I wanted to do in high school, and the coach shut me down. Once I saw Jim Kelly's K-gun offense for the Buffalo Bills, where he ran a no-huddle offense the whole game. You know how they run a hurry-up 2-minute drill at the end of the game when they're trying to score? Well, imagine a team running that against you all game long. No huddle, just slinging and running the ball every damn where. And what a great offense. So I wanted to do that in high school. The coach shut me down, said he had a quarterback already. He didn't know what the hell I was talking about, running a no-huddle offense while I was throwing the ball most of the game. He was like, no, sir. Here's the playbook, because I had to play offensive guard and defensive end. Look at the playbook, 90% running. I said, forget it, coach. I don't want to play quarterback, no way. And all I'm gonna do is run the ball. Or in high school and college at the time, the pitch play was the thing. Run the ball, sweep, and pitch it. You don't really see that anymore because defenders are so good that all that pitching sideways is just going to result in turnovers. So D Wade definitely was. I was a big fan of D Wade, right? And I'm gonna show a clip of the great point guard Gilbert Arenas heaping praise on D Wade. Also, I'm going to show the Gilbert Arenas show where Kenyon Martin is heaping praise on Tim Duncan and Shaquille O'Neal, right? Because a lot of times when we talk about players, people will say, well, you're just an outsider. You just a fan. You don't know the intricacies of the game, da-da-da-da. Well, I like to back up my own thoughts with those of actual players who played the game and can tell you firsthand just how great a player was or he wasn't. What's the other topic I want to cover? And I'm going to get into this topic first very quickly. I had a subscriber that was watching all my videos, right? Commenting on all my videos. Then he wanted to know, was there any way that we could get into communication because he had some questions about certain things I was speaking about. I said, okay, I want this to be an interactive channel, being that he was commenting on everything and liking all the videos and leaving comments, respectful comments at that time. I said, okay, cool. Gave him my email address. We emailed back and forth. I even eventually gave him my personal phone number. We talked back and forth. He lives in another state from me. He lives in the South, lives in Maryland. I'm in Pennsylvania. Okay, I thought he was a little bit kooky to begin with, but I'm a natural counselor. I was an alcohol and drug counselor. I've counseled many people in my life, naturally, right? I naturally have the ability to relate to anybody. You can tell me all your issues, your problems. I won't judge you. If you come into me sincerely, and I will talk with you, I won't judge you, and I'll try to help you. That's just God given to me, that people feel comfortable speaking to me. It's just a God given innate ability that I have. And so he felt comfortable speaking to me, started telling me all his psychiatric issues, his issues with alcoholism, different things like that. So I said, cool. Once again, I didn't judge him. I said, A, B, and C, don't worry about it. Just keep doing your thing, keep pushing forward. I even encouraged him to start a YouTube channel. He did start a channel. He had one up for a brief time, maybe a couple of months, and then all of a sudden he just took it down. And I knew he had issues when he got on YouTube and started doing manic stuff like making 10 videos a day. And it'd be all over the place. It would be no solid subject. It'd just be all kind of random stuff. Okay, cool. I thought he was thoroughly enjoying it, but I didn't know how bad his alcohol problem was. Okay? I didn't know how bad his mental health issues or how severe his mental health issues were. But no matter what, if he was acting friendly toward me and he was trusting me, I was going to work with him, help him get around anything. I tried to give him different advice on different things, but he was hard-headed and stubborn. At times, he liked to overtalk you on the phone when you're trying to really help him. If I'm really trying to help you, don't try to overtalk me over the phone. What's up, my man, Al? That's right. We're in Studio B right now, bootleg in effect. So anyway, every now and then, he would, we text and we joke. We developed a rapport where we joked with each other in the text, and he would come on, watch a video and joke, in the comments. Okay, cool. But then every now and then he would start saying a little bit things that was just too much homo suspect for me. Always talking about wieners and penises and, somebody that's always joking about that. After a while, I kind of look at you sideways like, why are you always talking about that? Why you always mention that? But even with that being said, he could have been a full-fledged flamer. Still, nothing would have changed for me. I'm not that judgmental. You know what I mean? But I'm just picking up different cues. You know what I mean? So I mentioned to him in the past, I said, hey, you know, don't be saying certain things in the comment section. That's suspect to me. I know we have a joking rapport, but send that to me on a text. You got my direct number. Don't go in the comment section saying that. And he was all apologetic. You know, okay, I'm sorry. I won't do that again. Yada, yada, yada. You know, you don't mind if I troll you a little bit and make funny comments? I said, no, not at all. I'm not that serious about it because he says, you know, I'm really not a sports fan and I really don't know what to say when you do sports videos. I said, okay, cool. Right? But then now he posts something today. I hadn't heard from him. First of all, he sent me a text about a month and 2 weeks ago saying, hey, I'm not going to have a phone for a month. You know, I'm going to have to, you know, you won't be able to reach me. I said, cool. I didn't know why. A month passes. He calls me. Hey, I'm back. I said, what happened? Oh, I just didn't have the money to pay my phone. I said, I went as far as to say, hey, dude, you didn't have the money to pay your phone bill. Why didn't you tell me? Now, I just met this guy. But I don't money, if people are around me and they're close to me and they need something, I just give it. I don't look for a loan if it's within reason. So I said, why didn't you just tell me, man? I would have gave you the money to pay your cell phone bill rather than you go a whole month without a phone. You're a grown man. How you went without? And then he went this, oh, it was hard traveling. I was nervous, you know, driving the car and have a phone. So anyways, now we're back in touch. He sends me something. I talk about it on a video. You know, he like to send me little things he found funny. Okay, cool. Now he puts comments on one of my latest lives because, you know, I said, check it out. You know, I showed a prop that he gave me in one of the videos. I'm not even going to speak about it specifically, but I showed it up. You can figure it out if you watch the lives. I showed it, shouted him out in the video, thanking him, shouted him out in multiple videos, right? Like I do some of you, like my man Al, you know, like my man Al. I shout Al out. He's been rocking with me from the very beginning. No, not almost. Yes, from the very beginning. From December or when I started the channel, or January, whatever. Al been rocking with me, right? I love that and I appreciate that. If Al reached out to me and said, hey, you know, I need to talk to you about something, or can I get your ear about something? Absolutely. No problem. I was doing this for this guy that I'm speaking of, a subscriber. So now he gets on the video today and he makes one funny comment. Okay, cool. You know, made a little penis comment. Okay, cool. I've hearted that comment. Okay, then he goes into something else that was totally disrespectful to me. Al said, I got a problem. Oh, you about to set me up, Al, for a joke. I know you about to set me up, right? So anyway, but if you're serious, hit me up. If you're joking, carry on with your joke, right? But so anyway, I live in LA and I hate to die. Well, you know what? I'm with you. I didn't know you lived in LA, Al. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's cool that I know somebody out there. All right. You know, when I'm in town, maybe I'll look you up. You know what I'm saying? When I make it out there, I got a buddy in Long Beach, California. All right. So anyway, he says something disrespectful, this subscriber. And I take it off the channel. I don't take down comments hardly ever. Even if we going back and forth, debate, arguing, I leave the comments up. But this one I took down. And I text him. I said, listen, you're acting real gay right now. And I'm in OC, Orange County. Okay. Okay, cool, Al. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. All the way from Orange County, California. The power of the internet and technology, baby. Who would have thought it when I was growing up that we'd be able to do this? It's wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. But back to the subscriber that I had to check. So now I text him, you acting real gay right now and you clowning on my channel. So then he writes me back 2 paragraphs texting me, oh, I'm sorry. You know, I'll take them down. Whatever ones you want me to take down. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Now, remember, he's an alcoholic now. So he starts drinking. I guess I didn't respond to the two messages. I was out driving, doing something. I would have got back to him eventually, right? But no, I said, you really, before he wrote the two texts, after I sent him that text message that you really acting gay right now and you clowning on my channel, I called him. Because I don't like playing text games. I don't argue over text. I'm not trying to insult you over no text. Nothing like that. I don't play like that. I'm old. I'm born in 75. I calls him. We got a problem. Let's talk. I call him. I says, hey, man, I don't appreciate you making these comments on my channel. If you want to clown, do it on a text. You got my number. We can clown back and forth like that. And if I don't like something you say, I'm going to call you and tell you, hey, watch your mouth. And we had a discussion prior about the differences between the hood humor, between especially urban black humor and white suburban humor. If anybody in here white from the suburbs, I want you to listen to me very clearly. This is not a racist thing I'm about to get into. In the black culture, right, especially in the hood, there's certain things that's off limits, joking wise. Talking about somebody mama, making all kind of gay innuendos, that's out. Calling somebody a bitch or inviting them to suck their dick. I'm sorry for the vulgarity, but in other words, they say you're inviting somebody to your Frank stand. In the hood, we don't play that, especially in our community. You're not talking about my mother. You're not going to call me out my name and call me a bitch because that's fighting words. You're not going to invite me to your penis, right? There's certain things you just don't do. And the suburban culture is different. Because I've lived in both. I've lived in the suburbs and I've lived in the hood. This is how I know. The joking is different. And whenever I'm around people that grew up in the suburbs or rural areas, dog checking on the dog, or rural areas, I have to let them know, okay, we can joke and laugh, but if you cross this line, you might get hooked off on or punched in the face just by a natural reaction. Don't talk about my mother. I could hate my mother, but you better not say not one mama joke referring to me, talking about my mother. You better not call me out my name, not even playing, calling me a bitch. I got 3 best friends, right? My boy Jerron, my boy Tariq, and my boy Herb. You know why they've been my best friends for over 20 years? Because we all know that line of respect. Do we criticize each other? Absolutely. Do we talk shit to each other? Absolutely. But we know that line that you don't cross. You ain't about to call nobody mama a bitch. And the other thing he was, joking about with somebody else he was talking about was talking about having sex with their mother and their mother sucking their Johnson or whatever. No. That's a no-go where I'm from. That'll get you killed, stabbed, shot, beat up, whatever. Right? And I explained this to him. So there he goes making that joke. So I called him. I said, listen, don't ever do that again. Don't joke like that with me again. Do it over the cell phone. So now he sends me 2 texts. I hang up on him. Right? He starts talking, oh, I'm sorry, and he starts to doing this over talk thing. And I said what I got to say, and I banged the phone on him. Right? He sends me 2 messages after 2 paragraphs. I'm sorry. Okay, cool. I was going to get back to him, but I was out driving. The liquor must have kicked in. He got to having a few drinks. Next thing you know, I'm a bitch. I'm acting like a bitch now. Now, mind you, this guy lives in several states away from me. He's about a 6-hour drive away from me, 6 or 7 hours. He knows I'm nowhere near him, right? He knows I'm nowhere near him. And this is why I don't really make new friends. I make new associates, but I've had the same friends for over 20 years for a reason, because I'm nobody to play with. I ain't nobody's clown. You're not going to say just anything to me. You're not going to joke just any kind of way around me, and you don't know me like that. We just met each other. No, And certain people, there are cultural differences. And here there's a cultural divide. Plus the alcohol. Don't forget that. You know how certain people, when they drink, they turn into fucking Jekyll and Hyde. All of a sudden, they the baddest man on the planet. They can beat everybody. They can whoop everybody. I'm pretty sure all of you are tuning into this know somebody like that, or you may even be like that yourself when you're drinking and know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, he goes in after I didn't respond to his apologies. Oh, I don't know why you acting like a bitch. Now, if he was in my face, or he was anywhere near me, I would have got my car, drove to his house, told him to come outside on the lawn, and I would have whooped his ass, drunk or not, drunk or no drunk. If you can't hold your liquor, don't fucking drink, because it'll get you hurt, right? So I waited a while. I was going to ignore it, but I said, you know what? Because I know he's got a lot of issues, and one thing about me, I can whoop you physically, and I can damn sure whoop you mentally with this mouth. I can make you feel like you want to crawl in a grave if you mess with me. My mouth is so bad, you will want to kill yourself by the time I get finished with you. So I went in on him on a text, so he couldn't interrupt me on the phone or go into a drunken rant, because he know he's 7 hours away from me driving. Right? I went in. Called him everything what he was. You living with your mama, you a punk, you a drunk. You know you would never say that to my face. You have no cause whatsoever to speak to a grown man who's handling responsibilities when you're a little boy who's the same age as me, living at home, collecting a government check with your mama. Now, these are things he told me, and much more that I'm not even going to go into. His psych history, all the things he confided in me. You see all the things I could really win and destroy him. But at the end of the tirade, I said to him, you know, I will whip your ass up and down your street if I live near you. I said, you better stop drinking. You're going to get yourself hurt. Because when you sober up, you're going to realize, oh, shit, I called Rand a bitch. You know, he was really my friend. He really listened to me. I confided in him. He didn't judge me. But now when you cross the line and you use that B word, right, or something else to that effect, right, all gloves is off. All gloves is off now. And you're lucky if you're watching this, because he unsubscribed like the punk that he is, thinking that he's helping me grow the channel. You're just one person. Yes, I appreciate the support, but I don't need you. I'm not making videos for one person. I'm making videos for everybody. If you're watching this, I ain't nobody to play with. Just because you see me laughing and joking on my live, I like to have a good time. I like to bring good energy to people watching my channel, right? But don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. So I said all that to say this. First of all, if you got a problem with alcohol, go get some help. Seriously, if you got a problem with alcohol, because alcohol will get you in a heap of trouble. Secondly, I don't make new friends for this reason alone. I might be guarded, closed in, but people don't know me. They don't know the fucking monster that's inside of me. Okay, just because they see me laughing and joking, and now I'm wearing these glasses so I can read. I don't wear glasses to walk around. I just wear them so that I can look at my phone and read and do this. This is the only time I wear glasses, is when I'm reading something or I'm doing my live. Al says, you're okay with me. I know that, Al. I know that, Al. But I said this to say, man, this is why I don't make new friends. But it was the natural counselor in me. It was a natural human being in me that saw that this guy had an issue, or he had issues. I'm going to go watch some World Series. Okay, Al, thank you for checking in. You can rewind this live anytime you get ready. I'm going to get into the sports topic soon. Sorry, I've been long-winded about this, but I just wanted to get this off my chest. Thank you for checking in, Al. There's a reason why I got 3 friends for 20 years. They don't cross that line of respect. Newer people that you may meet in your life. Oh, and by the way, Al, I'll try to do some more baseball stuff and do some World Series coverage as well. All right. Thank you for reminding me of that. Watch who you befriend, because it takes years to really sometimes vet people, women that you may be dating, men that you may be dating. It takes time to vet these people because all of a sudden they'll rear their ugly head when you least expect it, like this guy did today. Now, like I said, I'm never going to befriend somebody that lives far away from me again. Because if you get out of pocket, I want to be able to check you up and close in person. You know what I'm saying? And he's lucky he don't live nowhere near me. All right? You know who you are. If you're watching this, you got out of pocket, okay, and you crossed the line. So we can no longer rock at all. Once you cross that line, you only get one chance to screw with me. Because, and you're lucky that I live so far away, I didn't have a chance to lay hands on you. Seriously. But let's go into the first topic because I'm going to try to keep this under an hour. Oh, and by the way, while I'm at it, I know there was a subscriber that be checking and looking in on my videos just to bite and watch how I'm moving. And then I seen a title pop up on my notifications today, him doing the exact same video I did. I see you, biter. Copycat. You know what I'm saying? All right. Let's get into Jordan's fadeaway real quickly. I'm not going to show a lot of this, right? Because there's Michael Jordan highlights all over the internet. But I wanted to show this because I think it was a little something different.
There's an animal in the attic. At least Geico makes bundling our home.
Excuse me, folks.
Seems clear to me. Buy 2 pairs of glasses for just $69.95 at America's Best, and they'll throw in an eye exam for free.
All right, this segment of the live is going to highlight Michael Jordan's mid-range shot and his turnaround shot that I found a video about, and I thought it was interesting, and I want to show you guys.
Before Jordan, fadeaways were frowned upon by many coaches. You weren't supposed to shoot the ball while moving away from your target. MJ acknowledged that in training videos, but he countered that repetition turned into good habits, which turned into an efficient shot. Like all transcendent superstars, he created new fundamentals. And in the post-Jordan NBA landscape, the fadeaway jumper became a cornerstone of many of the league's greatest shooters. You might recognize some of these fellas. The true legacy of Michael Jordan isn't just his 6 rings or his signature shoes. It's his unprecedented ability to blend his unique and gorgeous aesthetic to dominate the league, win 10 scoring titles, and completely reshape the look and feel of greatness in the sport of basketball.
Oh, that was the end of the video, my silly ass.
On YouTube for live.
Let me rewind it from the beginning.
Michael Jordan became a global superstar largely because no one could fly quite like Air Jordan. But Michael Jordan became a global superstar largely because no one could fly quite like Air Jordan. But his most clutch baskets came much further from the rim. And his signature shots all came when fading away from demoralized defenders. Jordan was the Let's travel back to April 27th, 1997. Michael Jordan is torching All-Star Chris Webber's Washington Bullets in Game 2 of a first-round playoff matchup. Jordan scores 55 points, equaling his highest output since unretiring in 1995. But it's not just the fact that MJ scored 55 in an important playoff win, it's how he did it. His brilliance that night epitomizes his game at that key stage of his iconic career. Take a look at this vintage shot chart from that night. All those red dots are made buckets, but look a little closer. absurd this would look in the modern NBA. During the Bulls' second three-peat, Jordan won 3 straight scoring titles and was far and away the league's most active mid-range shooter. His go-to shots in that legendary period were not the incredible gravity-defying dunks that marked the early stages of his career, but rather these absolutely gorgeous mid-range jumpers. Jordan how graceful off the glass. I mean, he was so easy it fell in. Everybody knows that MJ favored those shots, but looking back at the data from that era reveals something else. Jordan wasn't just the most active two-point jump shooter in the world, he was arguably the most efficient one too. But before we dive into MJ's incredible shooting numbers, let's pause for a moment and revisit the scouting reports from the 1980s, when Jordan was a Tar Heel wearing Carolina blue. Jordan wasn't always a good shooter, let alone a great one. Even though he won the 1982 NCAA championship with a fearless late-game jumper at age 19, coming out of college in 1984, the word on MJ was that he was a fantastic athlete with a thin frame and a questionable jumper. Rod Thorne, then the GM of the Bulls, recalled, when we looked at him for the draft, he was 195 pounds and 6'6", so he was kind of thin. So the biggest thing about him was, can he make a shot? We wondered what kind of shooter he'd be. So, what kind of shooter would he be? How about the most fearless, most clutch, and most terrifying jump shooter of his era? How about the player that showed us once and for all, great jump shooters can win both scoring titles and NBA championships? But how did he do it? Jordan heard the chatter, he knew his reputation, and he worked tirelessly to build up his jumper. Years later, Phil Jackson, who witnessed Jordan leverage his maniacal work ethic to transform from a rim-attacking leaper into one of history's best late-game marksmen, said this: the weakest part of Michael's game on the offensive end was his shooting, so he obviously mastered something that everybody said he couldn't do when he came out of college. And he did it by shooting consistently. Jackson said Jordan identified his weaknesses and vowed to turn them into strengths. It took years and years of workouts, but by the second three-peat, all that work had paid off. Jordan extended his domination by extending his range, and by...
That's the one part of this video that I disagree with. To say that Jordan just found his jump shot in that second three-peat is ridiculous. You think he didn't have a jump shot in the first three-peat? You think he was just laying the ball up and dunking those first 3 championships, or that MVP year in '88 where he won the MVP and Defensive Player of the Year? Michael Jordan had a jump shot since 1985. So this guy, to say that he didn't develop a jump shot until 1996 is ridiculous. That would mean he went a whole decade in the league. Well, not a whole decade, because he took almost 2 years off to play baseball. That would mean he went 8 years in the NBA without that mid-range jump shot. That's inaccurate. But I clicked on this video for the other part, the turnaround jumper, and that's what I'm waiting for him to get to.
Expanding his seemingly limitless arsenal of moves.
Well, you can analyze it all you want, but there's no answer to this. What are you going to do about this? The high jump, the fall-away jumper.
When Jordan sank that iconic dagger to sink the Jazz in the 1998 finals, Bob Costas said it perfectly.
If that's the last image of Michael Jordan, how magnificent is it?
Jordan's magnificence emerged from his endless desire to improve. That fueled him throughout his incredible career to silence his doubters. By the mid-1990s, Jordan had fully morphed into the most lethal and creative mid-range scorer in the world. The numbers are nuts. Let's start in 1996-97, the year of the Bulls' 5th title, and the first year the NBA started logging shot location data. Since these were the early days of shot location data, some games are missing from this data set, including 5 of MJ's. But 98.6% of shots in the NBA that season are represented here. That season, 59 NBA players launched at least 300 mid-range shots. Of that large group, Jordan ended up with by far the most buckets. Check this out. That year, Glenn Big Dog Robinson ranked second in the NBA with 391 made mid-rangers. Jordan ended the year with 547. The GOAT was far and away the league's most prolific mid-range scorer, but that's only part of the story. Here's where it gets crazy. Out of those 59 players who tried at least 300 mid-range shots, Jordan also ranked third in efficiency, sinking 49.5% of his attempts. For context, Reggie Miller, commonly regarded as the finest shooter of that era, made 42.4% of his 484 mid-range shots that season. Miller attempted 484, Jordan made 547. First in mid-range scoring, third in efficiency. Despite the fact that Jordan's mid-range game required him to constantly take impossible shots against the league's best defenders on a nightly basis. Jordan got to his jumper countless different ways. He could dribble into a quick stop pull-up like this.
Excuse me, guys. Apologize for that.
Shoot look like this. But the defining shot of these mid-90s Bulls was Jordan's iconic fadeaway jumper. Now, make no mistake, Jordan didn't invent the fadeaway. Plenty of post players like Wilt Chamberlain, Patrick Ewing, and Larry Bird were shooting it years before Jordan. However, Jordan transformed the shot into a legendary playground move by making the fadeaway look cooler than anyone else in the history of the game. Jordan's breathtaking athleticism and splendid motor control turned ho-hum back to the basket post-up actions into awe-inspiring artwork. His footwork, his balance, his speed, his poise, and his form were all world-class. And the end result was simply beautiful.
Jordan had the greatest turnaround jump shot in the history of the game.
Is what he calls the windshield.
The greatest fadeaway in the history of the game.
Sell a turnaround jumper toward the left and spring back and instead shoot over his right shoulder or vice versa. This humble little move fueled countless buckets in the late stages of Jordan's career. It also highlights the thoughtfulness behind
almost an unstoppable shot.
His incredible athleticism began,
and he had counters for your counters, as he showed right there.
He had to keep his defenders off balance. He knew he had to be able to fade over both shoulders, and the windshield wiper was one of his most powerful moves because when he sensed his defender was leaning too far one way, he could flip the script.
Doesn't that look like Kobe Bryant?
Clear shooting pockets.
Kobe definitely took the majority of his game from Jordan. There ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're going to copy somebody, why not it be Jordan?
You weren't supposed to shoot the ball while moving away from your target. MJ acknowledged that in training videos, but he countered that repetition turned into good habits, which turned into an efficient shot. Like all transcendent superstars, he created new fundamentals. And in the post-Jordan NBA landscape, the fadeaway jumper became a cornerstone of many of the league's greatest shooters. You might recognize some of these fellas. The true legacy of Michael Jordan isn't just his 6 rings or his signature shoes. It's his unprecedented ability to blend his unique and gorgeous aesthetic to dominate the league, win 10 scoring titles, and completely reshape the look and feel
okay, guys.
in the sport of basketball.
That's all I want to show about. That might not show up on the live. They might hit me with a copyright, and I might have to erase it. So I'm just giving you guys a heads up. Well, yeah, I'm giving you guys a heads up now. It might not be there because ESPN might hit me. Hopefully they don't. But I just wanted to make it a part of this live. I'm going to come back because something has come up that's pressing right now. I'm going to come back with the rest of these topics in part 2. I want to thank my man Al for joining me. I want to thank anybody who's watching this, who will watch it in the future. I will be back later with part 2. I appreciate you. All right, it's been Rant Roller Sports. Please like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you. I'll be back soon.